So in this video, I'm going to cut straight to it. I've got an interview with Ed and Tommy from Medics Money talking about the GP Partnership Program. I'm going to stop talking and hand over to you. So would you mind introducing yourselves for the good audience?
Dr. Tommy Perkins. I'm one half of Medics Money, and I'm also a GP partner, GP special interest in derm. I have to say lots of stuff here because I know Ed's got a trump card. What else am I? I can surf, kite surf. I'm a father, and that's it.
Yeah. I'm Ed Cantelo. I'm a salaried GP on the South Coast, but also a chartered accountant and a chartered tax advisor.
There's a trump card.
There's a trump card, which I acquired before medical school. So.
That's a good trump card. And just to count it, obviously, I'm Dave. I run GP Templates YouTube channel, hopefully, but also a brand spanking new partner. And with following Dr. Gandalf's work on YouTube, he sort of put me onto your GP partnership program, which I sort of took a 2 feet dive into. And actually, what we're now 3 sessions down, just ended the third one when we're recording this, and it's been, well, hands down superb from my point of view. What led you to doing the GP partner program, like setting it up?
Yeah, I think it's probably the same thing that led us to do Medics Money. So the 2 reasons we set up Medics Money is that one, we realized that our colleagues didn't receive any training in finances as doctors, in general, all doctors. And as a result, we could be a bit prone to making difficult and incorrect financial decisions, because I think a lot of people assume that because doctors are smart, they're also smart with money. But if no one teaches you stuff, then I know, why would you be smart? But if someone teaches us, yeah, we're pretty good at learning stuff, it turns out. So we just wanted to educate our colleagues. And Medics Money started incredibly small. It was literally me and Ed just helping out our colleagues at work and friends of their friends. And then their friends told their friends and their friends told their friends. And suddenly the whole thing blew up into something really massive now. We have 30,000 email subscribers. Our podcast is in the top 10 medical podcasts in the UK. I think we're about to go 180,000 downloads. We've matched over 4,000 of our colleagues to a new specialist medical accountant or specialist independent financial advisor. And it's interesting that you mentioned that you chucked your accounts to a non-specialist advisor and they were not confident with it. And that's certainly something that we noticed, that a lot of people claim to be specialized in doctors, but when you get into the detail, they're not really at all. And that's where Ed's skill set is just invaluable, really, because what we did is just made a list of what we think is the best in the business, and we interview them and go through a due diligence process. And one of our financial advisors is a chartered financial planner, the highest qualification you can have. And they said that the interview to join Medics Money with me and Ed was worse than any professional exam they've had.
That's a bit brutal. So
yeah, I mean, it's not intentional, but we're recommending these people, so standards are high. So yeah, that's why we did it there. So that's been running a couple of years. And then in the meantime, I went from training to locum to salaried to partnership. And I mean, nowhere is the need for financial education more acute than for GP partners, because not only are we clinicians, but we're small business or even medium-sized business owners. And again, I'm not sure about you, David, but I had no financial training really during my GP training. I think there was a few cursory questions in the AKT about it, but they were, a joke. And so we thought, for me personally, my transition to partner was just smoothed out so much by hanging out with people like Ed and the other experts that are on our course that you mentioned. And what I wanted to do is that just helped me so much, because I felt like I could contribute to the running of the business from day one. And so what I wanted to do is just replicate that experience for as many people as we can. And so that's what led us to the course. So we've recruited the absolute best in the business from the Medics Money Network to teach on the course. And yeah, as you say, we are on session 3 now. We just did session 3, and well, I'll let you tell people how it's going. And I know you've made some videos about this as well.
Yeah, no, so I try and do a review after everyone, and certainly I try and post on Facebook groups like Resilient GP and Tico's GP Support, and they seem to be really engaging with it. And actually quite a few, the old question of what partnership training we can do crops up time and time again. Like from my position, so I left the military in August of this year. So not only, I'd done about just 3 years as basically a qualified GP in the army, where they don't have QOF to the same level. You don't have to worry about funding as well. And actually, you're not the business side, the team side is certainly there, but the business side is completely gone. So some of the stuff you talk about leadership wise is like, yeah, I understand exactly where you're coming from, the financial stuff, because basically I was paid and then that was it. It was just like crack on. And if you wanted a bit of equipment, it was just, there were no financial implications for it. You're just like, can you justify it? Yes, no, here you go, crack on. And so, as you say, you sort of, and you get, I think my training, I agree with you, apart from that small section of the AKT where you revise on it, I think I did one tutorial where my trainer pulled up his practice accounts, which again made no use whatsoever. You just don't see anything of it. And actually, is like the GPs that I respect more and more say, you've got to treat this like a business. And if you don't, you're going to come unstuck. So, but yeah, so huge thanks. It's doing well so far. I think my practice think I'm crazy at the moment as with some of the ideas that I come out with. So hopefully not. So what's the future then of the GP partnership program?
Well, so obviously, you know, we have the current course running at the moment, and I think that obviously we designed it. What we thought is like, how would we want it to be if we were doing it? And I guess we've got a unique advantage there because we are doctors. So obviously, as you know, you can attend the live teaching. You can also watch the replays. And I think one of the biggest and best things that I'm enjoying most about the course is the community. So we have a private online community, not on Facebook. And it's just a way that you can ask questions of the very best. And also the reason I love that is that we've got 52 new GP partners and everyone's just helping each other out in there. It's an amazing resource. So I think that's really good. So the future is we're doing another course.
Yeah.
Hey, good to hear.
So it's starting in February 2022. The format is exactly the same because we think that it's a good format, but happy to hear other opinions. Maybe not on this video. No, I'm joking. Like, let's talk about it. So yeah, we're doing another course. So if you want to join that course, I would say be quick because the first course sold out several times. So yeah, get in early because we've been blown away by how popular it is. We never expected to run another course, but we are. So yeah, starting in February. I'll put the link, but if you just go to medicsmoney.co.uk/GP course, everything's explained there, including a lovely video from yourself, David.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much. Oh, well, you've included that as well.
Yeah, I probably should have asked you to.
No, absolutely. Any publicity is good publicity. So yeah, I'll take it. Fantastic. Obviously, the one bit that whenever I've posted about this is people get uptight about is the cost of it. Obviously, I appreciate from hands up. I think it's worth it. So what does it come out as about £3,000 for the course or? Yep. It's a sort of, what's your justification behind that? Because I know it has put some people off from the comments, but
yeah. So what I would say is that if you're eligible to the new to partnership scheme, then as you know, the course can be funded from that. So the net cost to you, if you're eligible for the new to partnership scheme, is zero. It's free. Yeah. You just have to reclaim the money. In terms of the cost, I think, the way that I ascribe value to things, price is what you pay, value is what you get. So I think if you've come on the course and follow even 50% of what we talk about, then the gains for you over your career in terms of increased profitability, but also feeling in control of the finances of a business are going to make £3,000 seem like a tiny amount of money. And I can't remember who it was, but they said after Ed's first session where we went through basics of tax, really, they felt that they'd had £3,000 of value out of session one. There's another 10 sessions coming, right? So yeah, £3,000 is a tremendous amount of money. From our point of view, we have the absolute creme de la creme on the course, and it's taken us about a year, I think, to get it organized. So yeah, I'm perfectly happy that the course delivers excellent value, but I'm always happy to hear other people's opinions. I don't know what your thoughts are, David.
No, admittedly, I do agree, hence I wouldn't have signed up for it. It's to the point of because I knew so little about the subject and knowing how important it is, I would have, even without the new partnership program, I would have probably paid for it myself. It's probably about the same. I'm doing a PG cert in medical education, and it comes out about the same cost, really, except for the two in terms of impact on my practice. This is far superior, far superior on it. Even just some throwaway comments like the Accurix comment for capturing blood pressures made me then go away, have a look at Accurix, and they do it. And yes, there's a cost, but actually thinking, that's for our quaff is going to have a massive impact to us if we're not. And we're currently, as a lot of practices are, just trying to fight to sort of get that up. But it's even just these. And the other way I look at it is that I'm going to be at this practice, all being well, for the next 20, 25 years. So actually, when you break that down, I only have to save the practice about 100, 150, 200 quid a year. And then actually over my working lifetime, it's made up its cost. So that's it, really. So that's how I mentally justify it. But yeah, I know it's a loaded question for those who are sitting on the fence for it. But the fact that you've been so popular surely answers that question in itself.
What I'm getting from that, David, is that you think the course is a bit cheap. So,
oh, well, getting there early anyway. So yeah, everyone undervalues themselves anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, fantastic. And what are your? Sorry, a bit of sort of left field. Obviously, the RCGP are sort of. Trying to get my head around the sort of what people think of smaller practices. I know with the RCGP conference that there seem to be a bit of vibes that everyone wants to sort of push people together. Working at scale seems to always be banded around ever since I was a registrar. But and I'm in a practice of about 6-7 partners at the moment, but we're in a PCN of 5 practices with sort of a combined total of about 55,000 patients. And there's a clear drive to get us to work a bit closer together, but I just wasn't sure what your thoughts were of that.
Yeah, I think, the direction of travel, as you say, is towards larger practices. I think there's a lot of data that shows that the patient satisfaction for smaller practices is actually really, really high.
Yeah.
But I think, we are subject to the whims of the government. The government's whim at the moment is for larger working, collaborative working, and larger working. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I guess it does allow for better kind of efficiency in terms of costs to pool resources, and I guess also sharing expertise amongst people. Plus, you get more option to specialize within a larger practice than a smaller one. But as Tommy says, I guess patient satisfaction, that's a whole different kettle of fish as to whether a bigger or smaller practice is better for that.
So we'll leave all the links below with regards to if people want to join up. So February 2022 is the next course.
Yep, February the 16th, 9 till 12 is the first deadline. And as I already mentioned, if you've got new partnership funding, then the cost to you is zero. You can watch the replays, and I know you've been to a live session, David, but also watch replays because we know how busy you guys are, because we're also really busy ourselves. So I think the replays function works really well, and the community, you can join the community and interact with all of your peers and the experts. So yeah, I hope to see more of you there, and it'd be our absolute pleasure to help you out.
No, that's brilliant. And I've been sharing some of the lessons amongst our partners. One of the comments that they made was that you need to do an old to partnership scheme, so or something similar, because they were some of the stuff that I was raising, taxes, pensions, etc. They're like, I don't know anything about that. So is there any other? Obviously, you've got your podcast as well for all these people who don't quite fit the new category.
Yeah, so the podcast, we don't hold back at all on the podcast. We share everything we know. So, it's a great resource, and obviously it's totally free. I think you're right. There is a huge demand from the profession for more education like this. So we are always quite conservative, and if we do something, we want to make sure we do it to the very best of our ability. I think, so far we've done that. So I think we probably will start up a course for old to GP partnership partners.
Probably rephrase it, but so.
Yeah. We might not call it that. Mature or experienced.
Experienced partner. Yeah, experienced partner course.
But I think maybe we would do that in the future. But right now, our sole focus is 100% on the GP partnership course that we got going, and we're just really enjoying it. Like, we just done a 3-hour Zoom call, and it just flew by.
Yeah.
And everyone's just we just love helping you all out, and honestly, we love it. So, yep.
So thanks to Ed and Tommy for their time and being interviewed. Hope you found that useful too. Obviously, we've got another session coming up in February 22. So if you are a new partner or even thinking about going into partnership, just have a look at it. It's well worth the money. As I said before, you do longer term. If you've got a long-term career ahead of you, I don't think you have to save that much if you are funding it yourself. And obviously, you've got the NHS new to partnership cost as well. Please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything out. And I'm Dr. Dave Hindmarsh, GP Templates. Thank you very much.